Yesterday, we were talking about the 2 hours giving that higher low, saying, hey, I am confirmed, which means I am very likely to go up. And if it's good enough news, maybe we can crack through there. But the problem is we did not crack through there. And so these little fuzzy guys, these little fuzzy bears over here are still lurking, ready to chomp down on things. So are we at risk of some kind of big drop, or is this just going to be some kind of pullback? We're going to get into that in this video as we give you some updated daily expected moves. This will be a video more focused on the SPY and the Qs and just a couple other charts because I got to help with baby girl. But Patreon members, make sure to have those notifications on because during market hours, we might be putting out another update video showing you guys some potential opportunities again if we're able to get a pullback in this area. Let's get started. Now, let's talk a little bit about today. Today, we headed up to the 95% second standard deviation. I apologize, second standard deviation for the daily expected move. And we immediately see resistance off of that. That's why we gave out that information during the live show. Fantastic. But so far, we've created that 30-minute base that we put out on Patreon. Fantastic move. And then we were saying a 2-hour pullback is perfectly fine as long as we're able to curl back up into positive territory. We can confirm this as a base with a higher low. And that's what happened. So this is potentially a confirmed base right now. We just need to see that new high and we need to hold this level with some solidified news. News is something that I wanted to get into right now, because right now, people, this is up on the fact that Jerome Powell's not going to be fired, right? That was actually one of these bloody days, right? Was when Jerome Powell was potentially getting fired because media runs away with things. And overall, either way, if Trump's a flip-flopper, either way, the market's reacting very, very heavily to every little sentence that is said about anything out there right now. So unfortunately, we could see more of that. But what are the charts saying right now for this 2-hour? Well, one thing I would be aware of is if the 2-hour does cross down. And that would be if we go make the daily divergence, right? If the 2-hour is able to cross down here and break this trend, we could end up at those lower levels and need to make a signal like this again before we're able to actually bounce this thing back in. That would give you daily divergence. And a lot of these things are still suggesting that this is not some kind of big crash moment, but it can turn into one. So you want to be aware of little things like if a 2-hour curls down and it is something that causes you to have to manage your trade. Stuff that we talk about in the course all the time is management of trade. It literally is one of the best things that I've heard about from the emails that I get with my courses. They go, this is one of the best things. It's something I struggled with the most. And that's just fantastic to hear. I love when that happens. But let's get into what could happen tomorrow, right? We're always reading into the future a little bit. So let's give you some daily expected moves for the SPY. We do see 545.80 to the upside and 525.04 to the downside. So if this 30-minute is able to curl up, just watch for if this is some kind of trap and we see a little bit more aggressive downward move, right? An upward trap in the top at the day. It's just, if we're not getting solidified news, it's going to be a problem. And this is where it's more like you could see people still read into those proposals that are out there, but it takes like 12 months to 24 months to usually get a deal actually done, and even more so to get it actually implemented. So people could sell the fact that we're not going to see a proposal accepted and everything done and everything dandy overnight. Retail is really expecting things to solidify like right now. What I'm thinking is maybe earnings is more the thing that actually causes some solidified news that causes some positivity. And we're going to talk about Google in just a little bit because they have earnings coming up tomorrow night. So one thing we want to consider is traps to the upside, and this would be the level to pay attention to, right? The weekly and daily expected move up there. That's what I'd be watching out for. But more so what your MACD is saying right now is we're pulling back. This is a very positive move. We went into positive territory and we're still in positive territory, meaning this is a positive trend right now. And we need to see if that 30-minute can curl back up into positive territory. So in that case, if we're going to continue the selling, I can pay attention to that 525.04. If we get below those type of levels, that means I have a 68% chance to close the day back into that zone. That's something that happened today. We actually did notice we closed back in that zone just barely today. So fantastic. Good thing we were paying attention to that 95% second standard deviation, right, that we gave out during the live show. Fantastic stuff, and thank you for showing up to the live show. But this level down here is what I'm paying attention to, and this looks like the most probable thing with the information that we have right now. 30-minute is going to pull back, possibly down to something like 525.04, fill one of those gaps, and then everyone starts to pile on and say, hey, we're going to go fill that other gap. Well, even if we head down a little bit lower and we're able to curl up in some way in these areas, if we're able to confirm here, I want you to see the structure that could really form. And I want to show you it on a 2-hour chart because it really shows this as a wick. If you're looking at this and you see a 30-minute curling down and then we see that 30-minute curl up, Well, we actually do see some interesting things as far as a potential inverse head and shoulders that could form here that could cause a big move to see a breakout potentially with some earnings stuff, some kind of solid news, because the disappointment type of news is not bad news, right? It could be considered bad news because it's not what you wanted, but is it piled on bad news? Not necessarily. So if it's just disappointing news, like we haven't gotten one of those proposals to come to fruition yet, right, with a deal, then that could just be a thing that the news really piles onto and actually just 30-minute pulls down deeper. Everyone thinks that this is going to crash down one more time, and then they just don't react when the 30-minute curls back up. So the way to really simply think about this market right now, if you're just staring at a 30-minute chart, is if the 30-minute MACD gets down by that center line, even cuts through it, but is able to curl up and go positive, you are most likely going to see another positive move. We can most likely take out this high, go make a new one. So why do I seriously want to be paying attention to that right now? Because if we're going to go make a new high here, we're breaking through that bear level. So just be very aware of that even if the news is telling you it's bad, it's bad, it's bad, pay attention if things do curl back up or you see a reversal signal or you just see the continuation of what's going on right now, because you are in a positive trend on the 30-minute. And we're going to go over some of these things over on the Qs. Qs, once again, 2-hour crosses down, bad things, right? If this crosses through that trend, the 2-hour crosses down, hey, we can see bad things. We'll talk about the price action if we get down in these type of areas. I'm not necessarily leaning towards that, but I'm aware of it. It doesn't seem the most probable at this point with your monthly expected move coming into the last week. So it's not the most probable thing, but it's always good to be aware of those, because if you are going to see some kind of crash, well, you know what's going to happen first. Well, this 2 hour is going to rotate down. Okay, so it's very good to pay attention to at that point. It would say if the 2 hours cross down, I don't necessarily want to be in longs at that point. So that's something to just watch. And once again, showing that if we saw a dip down right now and filled that gap, we actually could potentially make that head and shoulders, that inverse head and shoulders in here for the Qs. And that would be fantastic because that's how you break through this level and that's how you hold this level. So that's a good thing. So let's look at the 30-minute, and really it looks very similar. Get you guys those daily expected moves. We do see 464.82 to the upside. We see 444.30 to the downside, which 444.30, look where it lands, right on that gap fill. So is this something really, really worrisome right now? Even this was a pullback. Isn't that crazy? This was just a big retrace really, really fast, and then we're able to build back up. Why? Because it's in positive territory. So even if we see something really ugly here and we go all the way down to 437 to that monthly expected move, we cut that daily, just be aware if this thing ends up curling back to the upside, because that still would be a positive trend, right? So we're paying attention to the fact for continuation because we are so positive on this 30-minute that it's going to take really, really bad, significantly bad news to send us to those lower levels again. But if you just get some slightly disappointing news and the media is telling you to be really, really fearful of it, and then you see this curl back up, you want to be potentially reacting because you see that that would be the exact thing we need to do to take out this high, to take out these bearish levels up in here, and to go up to a price point of about 478 for the Qs and start and keep that positive trend going. Okay, so I just want us to be aware of what's the most probable and be aware also of how this could get worse. And it looks like right now a 30-minute pullback down to something like 444.30 could be the most probable thing going into tomorrow. But we're aware that if the 2 hour is able to cross down, that something really bad could be happening. It's not bad to be aware of something really bad happening, even if it's a low percentage thing. To the upside, just real quick to end this portion for the Qs, if we do see that curl up early on, just look for traps up in these areas. We need solid news up in these areas, and I think earnings has a good shot to do that, and that's why we are going to talk about Google right now. Google, fantastic setups that we had for Google. Thank you to my Patreon members who paid attention to the video back here. 30-minute divergence. What a move from Google. And we see that breakdown with what? A 30-minute divergence at the high. Wow, how awesome our weekly expected move and how awesome our divergences in these crazy times. They're fantastic. So the 2 hour here, it did solidify itself and say, hey, I'm in a positive trend, or I'm a higher low and I'm going to try to go into a positive trend. And it did. So far, we're peaking up into that positive trend. But what could go on right here? Well, we left behind a gap. We see that 153.87, and we see what is the MACD really saying here. Well, for the time being, the MACD, I see the price action, the post-market going up, but the MACD is overall saying tomorrow the more probable thing is to pull back into these type of areas, and then we'll see if that trend can overall continue because it is so positive, right? Continuation will be a more likely thing in this area unless you actually get really bad earnings. Because we see how this thing would overall fall down in some way. You could draw this up into multiple different ways, but earnings is a 50-50 flip. One thing I would read into with Google earnings, and I actually went and looked, I think it was FX Evolution said this, and I really, really liked how he talked about Google was, you're reading into the fact that legacy media hasn't necessarily been a good thing for the last year, right? They've gotten less and less and less views, which means advertisers most likely are rotating their money somewhere else. They're putting more money somewhere else. Where would they put that money? Well, where is everyone getting a ton of info from? YouTube. Okay, so YouTube ad money could look very, very good for Google earnings. That is pure speculation. I don't know if that's going to be the case. Earnings is a 50-50 flip. I mean, look at what happened with Tesla with those terrible numbers. Good things happened, okay? So anything can happen with earnings. I'm just talking about something that could potentially be good news. That's solid good news to send stocks higher, and earnings could be that thing. So right now for Google, for tomorrow, a 30-minute pulling back down to 153.87, being a little bit more aggressive seems like the more probable thing to me going into it with this type of price action. And we're going to look at this more in the morning during the live show. So make sure you're subscribed and make sure to join us in the morning right at the open. Amazon, I just want to talk about a few of these because Amazon is one that could see a drop here, right? We could get those retests of the 5. We're just pulling back though on the 30-minute. Do not trick yourself into thinking, oh, this is absolutely awful. Even if the price action looks awful, when you're above a 5, you have a gap to fill and you're in a positive trend, okay, on the 30-minute. That's fantastic because you see that this was awful, but we were in a positive trend. And what do we do? Well, from that low, you still saw a 6% move up. Okay, so just be aware of these things. You're more positive than the last time, actually. I think you're about even. So that's fantastic. So this could continue, and it's more probable to continue. So the most probable thing for Amazon is to curl down on the 30-minute, right? It already is. So pulling back even further could happen, and then we end up curling up into positive territory. So all I have to do is watch this 30-minute and see if it curls up at some point, and I'm pretty happy. Early on in the day, we'll watch out for traps and things like that, but we'll talk about that during the live show. Now, why is Amazon such a good play? Well, because you had a 2-hour divergence down here. Boom. And that confirmed. That tells us this is heavily leaning towards I'm a bottom right now. So revisiting these levels down here wouldn't be necessarily a good thing. So if we see a 2-hour cross here, it's bad, right? We know the thing to be aware of, that even though it's a little bit less probable. But for the time being, I wanted to do something here and show you why this could be an important hint for the market. Daily divergence has confirmed here for Amazon. Now, this isn't necessarily the best bar. We're seeing the big wick on the top. We're seeing a nice full red body closing kind of towards the lows. So easily could just see that 30-minute pull back. But this just confirms. So if this is going to continue to be confirmed, this is perfectly fine to come down to these areas. And we just want to see positivity at some point towards the end of the day, even if it is a red bar. But the big thing is you have divergence on your MACD. You have divergence there on your RSI, both decently significant for a daily divergence. Looks nice. And that means that Amazon is heavily saying this is not going to crash down. In order for this to crash down, you have to lose 161.41. What awful, terrible, horrible news that we haven't gotten already are we going to get going forward, right? What is going to cause that? Because right now it looks like we could see a little bit of disappointment and get that 30-minute pullback, right? That's all I can see. And then we need to pay attention to earnings. Earnings could shoot this thing down, right? But for the most part, I want to read into it and be like, Amazon's giving a great divergence before earnings. Amazon's giving 2/3 of the golden setup that we talk about in the course, the full technical analysis course. That's 80% off down in the description. If you want to catch like the best moves, that course is going to help you out. If you want to learn how to trade around weekly expected moves and monthly expected moves, that course is going to help you dramatically improve, okay? I see emails every single week about people who are just thanking me and saying, hey, the management of the trade part, that really helped me out. Hey, just understanding the weekly expected moves, that helped me out. So Amazon is part of that. Amazon is showing us some things we talk about in the course, and it is really showing 2/3 of the golden setup, which rarely fails, like very rarely fails, which means this thing can pull back on the 30-minute, but it's very likely to continue this to the upside. But we are always aware of those 1%, 5% moments. So if the 2-hour crosses down, I have to treat that very seriously because we could revisit those lower levels. We are not ignorant that a stock can do whatever the stock wants to do. We react to signals. We trade like water. If we see something that is a rock in our stream and it's a bad rock and we don't want to run into it, then we need to react. If we see a rock in our stream that looks bad and then curls back up and we see the meadow behind it, well, we might want to flow right past that bad boy. So paying attention, reacting, trading like water will be a very good thing here. And overall, a lot of these charts, any chart that you pull up, we can look at a bunch of them during the live show. I'll try to hop on a little earlier if you want to ask about one. a lot of these charts are saying the 30-minute is really high up. It can see a big retracement, but if the 30-minute curls back up, you need to be ready to react, because that is how you break through these highs and go reach up for something like Amazon to 206.24. The lackluster ones were the semiconductors, weirdly enough, and we use the semiconductors as a hint, which is very interesting. Stuff like NVIDIA, we used as a hint with that 30-minute divergence showing right here on your MACD, right? Flat on the MACD, up on the RSI. So we use that to really say, hey, this is very highly likely to curl up a 2-hour chart. And it ended up happening, which is fantastic. It means we're doing something right. But NVIDIA is not seeing enough positivity to be convinced like, hey, this is a great thing right now. We can still see that little 30-minute pullback to curl back up, as it is slightly positive, but it's more closer to the center line than other ones. So you're really making sure to watch this one closely. As you look at the 2-hour, you do not want to mess around with this if this one turns down, because that is in straight up negative territory. So just be aware of that. This is just something to be aware of. Now, I wanted to go over into the dollar for just a brief moment. Dollar is seeing that upside. If the dollar reverses back down, we need to be paying attention, because that could be a hint. Because overall, the dollar needs to snap back. You want the dollar to snap back with the market in the scenario. So if it's rolling down at any point, that could be a bad thing. I just wanted you to be aware of that. We can talk more about it during the live show. And then the last thing was volatility. Volatility, there's only one real thing that I see that could cause a decent sizable pop in volatility, and that is if the 2-hour curls up and it is not even showing the best thing. It's not showing the best reversal signals. And how I like to talk about this is it's showing one piece of a reversal signal that can cause a reaction, but it is very likely that that's going to be a decent reaction that fails, okay? So the reason for that is we don't see it on the RSI at the same time. If you can see the MACD very plainly, very significant divergence there. So that's why you want to be paying attention to it. It still can cause some volatility to come in, but you just do not see that from your RSI. Okay, so just be aware of that, because this could cause some kind of pop in volatility, but that volatility is very likely to subside. If it's really going to get bad, you're going to see the daily chart be able to curl up for volatility, and that's what I wanted you to be aware of in this scenario, because most of the things that we're seeing from volatility say, yeah, we can get little reactions and stuff like that, and maybe that's not so little. That's probably like 25% right there. But overall, it says we are going to end up testing that 200 when this is all said and done, and then around there, we more so want to be paying attention for bigger reactions, so just be aware of that. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Really do appreciate it. I wanted to give you guys a few things to go off of going into tomorrow. As of right now, it looks like 30-minute pullback is the most likely scenario in this case, but we're aware if the 2-hour curls down, it's not necessarily a good thing. So the more likely scenario is we are going to go to that downside at some point tomorrow and then see if we can get that to curl back up. And that's how you really test this high or go make a new one. And that's a very important thing to do with all the resistance we have in this area. It means that we could blow past and maybe shake off these bears, and maybe they keep trying to short things and it doesn't go their way, and that can cause some kind of short squeeze. So we'll be watching this with you guys in the morning on YouTube live. We'll be watching it in the afternoon for the closing stream over on Rumble. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. Thank you for liking, subscribing, being a part of Patreon, being a part of this community, and just liking these videos. It's a very, very cool thing to see, and coming to the live show and just participating is fantastic. We've had some really, really good streams lately and some very, very good trade setups. So thank you for joining. Appreciate you guys. Have a good night. Peace out.